Thank you for coming on into live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go into the charts. And it looks like we have gone basically sideways in the last, wait a minute, we did do two 12-hour candles, yes, so we are essentially sideways for the last day. Just to reiterate that on the daily, we have yet to see. We did go down and up, so there was some range within that daily candle, but what did we go and gobble up? Are we going to go higher or lower? There's a lot of news plays for today, just to be letting you know off the bat. Dangerous day ahead, a lot of yellow and orange. Actually, there's a few red folders and orange folders, not as many as yesterday, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and step into the liquidity. What do I mean by that? Well, this is high block, so high blocks, people lock their liquidity into the charts to get burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss, and we get to see where those crispy characters are. So let's go do that now. Thank you for stopping on in, everyone. What's up, CNC? Thank you for always showing that support. Give me a second, let me log into this. Logging in. Alright, logged in. Alright, so let's go take a look at that 1 minute time frame. How has the liquidity changed over the last day, basically? Well, we've been pinging both sides, and all the premature entry people have been getting gobbled up, most particularly and notably the 100Xers, 62 million on this side, 94 million on this side. The next up is a 94 million block of shorts on the chopping block at 28,616. They left those 50x stacked quite nicely up here with a range of 64 million and 94 million stacked quite nicely, so they could come up and sweep those guys. There's large, not so much down below here on the 1 minute time frame, more up above, so I would expect the prediction we were talking about yesterday, which had yet to come true, which I'll show you here, unchanged. Essentially, this can extend over to here, and I was saying we would go sideways, so we had you covered for that 24-hour sideways choppage. So basically we didn't do anything, so let's go back to the thing and see if anything is unchanged on the higher time frame. So this is why trading futures and diversifying the asset class that you look at could be the option. There are links in the description for evaluations for getting funded on trading futures, and we do NQ futures trading as well, so you might want to consider diversifying if you're bored with the price action of BTC. All right, so if something I put out in 20 minutes of analysis holds true a day later, there's something to be scratching your head about, to say the least. All right, so there is some liquidity to the downside. That imbalance is still there to the downside, as we talked about yesterday. Same with the monthly. There is an imbalance to the downside on the monthly, down at 25.8. Double digits start to thicken, about 50 billion plus down there. If we go to the 3 month, that's where it starts to get a grander narrative down to the downside, sub 24K, as well as the thick regions down at 24.3 and below on the 6 month. Not to mention these higher time frame pools up above with the shorts, which I was thinking they would sweep after they sweep the lows. They had an opportunity to sweep out this liquidity down at 23.6 when they got here to 24.8, and they didn't. So are these protected positions to go up into this region and grab these 600 billion in shorts up at 33.2? It's entirely possible. There is more on the chopping block getting hotter up above to be weary of at 33.2, $600 billion up in that region. So we will see which comes to fruition first, the short squeeze or the long drop. All right, so let's go into our oscillators and our levels here. Let's go ahead and throw on this oscillator here and look at the link in the description, momentummaster.info, for more. And this is scrolling down to features, taking toggle switch all of these to see what it looks like, or look at each component as we go over it, like the trend cloud and stochastic array. So let's go see what the stochastic array dragged in, getting 6 time frames overbought last night, and then we took a little bit of a tumble, bouncing off those 2 time frames oversold as well, basically getting higher time frame fatigue. Let's go and see where that higher time frame fatigue stands. Most notably, it looks like at a glance the 4 hour and above. So let's go look at that. Whoops. Let's go ahead and switch to the non-scalper mode here. So the 15-minute looks like it could be doing something, a push up perhaps, another way to potentially push up on the 15-minute to that pool we were talking about at the beginning with the 50xers over here. This band up at 28,616 at the bare minimum, 28,616. Not very far. That would just bring you to the top of this daily resistance level, but it's entirely possible. The 1 hour is resetting as well. While you go sideways, it attempted to take off, got repressed, and now we are at the top of a cloud, a distorted cloud from that huge surge up that is still holding as we reclaim it. If we go to the 4 hour time frame here, 4 hour insinuating a cross down event could be inbound. If the price stays of this level and it starts to cross down here, you could be getting similar to what happened here with the cross up, where the baselines crossed up and then it held those baselines to the upside. You could be getting the converse of this, where the baselines cross and then it suppresses it to the downside. The baselines are your first sign of reversal, so they are something to look out for if that occurs. You're at the top of this channel here, so this channel could be something you fall back into and come kiss the cloud. We talked about coming to kiss the cloud after you break it, because as you pass by it, it's rude to not say hello. So they come back to say what's up to the cloud and then move forward from there. The 6-hour time frame indecision doji for the last 12 hours. Also closing beneath the baseline perhaps. One good news is that it's holding the adaptive here. The adaptive moving average is a stable yet sensitive moving average, which shows support if you hold above it. The money flow above the RSI, trying to make a push up for a double top scenario and then possibly fade out at that point. RSI also overbought. MACD still showing some leading goodness to the upside. If we look at, let's just go to the in-between at the 8-hour time frame. 8 hours starting to come down here. By the looks of it, money flow also above the RSI like the 6 hours, so it could start to taper at some point here. You could get a rejection at this 0 level with the MACD and start to come back down into the Williams domain. $12-hour also needs to chill out and calm down a little bit. That's where you're getting the 6 time frames oversold or overbought idea. The 22 also overbought here. Money flow is beneath the RSI, suggesting you could get a surge up, pinning on the money flow of the 22-hour, but we'll see what that's like. Let's go to the daily. Daily starting to flash a cross up event with the KD lines starting to open up here. Money flow is beneath the RSI, suggesting you could get more of a daily push here in this last burst to the upside. Does that start to pin your 4, 6, 12, 22 and let the hourly and the 15 do some damage today? Let's find out. You have 1 day and 1 hour for this 3-day possible rejection of the cloud. It is getting a vector candle on this 3-day time frame, which means the previous 10 3 days combined, so 30 days, the last 30 days, there's more volume in this one candle than the last 30 days of price action. So this could be some interesting to note. Is a big move coming? We did reclaim this entire vector. Do we turn this into some rejection of this cloud? The cloud on the 3-day is a telling sign here. It looks like it could be setting up for that rejection to come down into these regions. We're leaving the bearish trend base super trend level, bearish trend base fib level here. If you get below that 27k region, down below is still inbound, perhaps coming down to those 23k regions to wipe out those pools. It all depends what happens in the next day. During this Wednesday, how do they establish the position leading into midweek reversal? It is Wednesday, October 18th. So does this Tuesday sideways action complement a continuation of Monday today, and then potential reversal into leading into Thursday? As of this moment, you have some pools up above. Let's go back in general here. You have some 50xers up above that need to be cleansed, let's say. So coming back into this 50x band is thicker on the upside than the downside. So as you do that and you ping in some liquidity on the longs, you could come back into the longs, as you are $7.66 billion imbalance to the long liquidity as we surged up here. And that rejection wick didn't give enough shorts time to enter, so they could use that opportunity to go eat some more longs down below. Imbalance on the 7-day, the 1 month, the 3 month, the 6 month does insinuate a little bit of a sub 26k rebalance down to these pools. We'll see how it goes. First step is a rejection at 27k. Can we make it there? I would expect a stab up first before we drop. Also look at this cross down event of the 4 hour. Does this hold? And if so, do you get that inverse of what happened before? Basically unchanged. I think we could come up to those pool first and then come down to there. Let's go see what is cooking on the USDT dominance and so on and so forth. First, gold. Gold had a little bit of a push up from the drop zone here. You had the Dixie. We were talking about the Dixie coming down into this region, possibly retracing. It's been retracing quite nicely. Does it come down into these regions, these fair value gaps down below? The NQ was also getting a resurgence here from yesterday. We sniped that bottom after putting ourselves through a little bit of premature entry syndrome. And going to the DXY, let's go to the total. Total getting that premature cross down event that Bitcoin is possibly getting, so we could be seeing a reset further down here on total, which means Bitcoin could be taking a little bit more of a retrace to kiss that cloud idea, which means we come down to this region perhaps. If we look at total 3, already doing that, well underway, already kissed the cloud. So this is kind of giving you a preemption perhaps of what Bitcoin might do. The dominance did surge up some more since our analysis. Do we continue to drop the dominance? What about the USDT? Got a cross up event, so this insinuates that you could be getting that surge up to knock people out of their trades still, as we went sideways for the better part of yesterday. So now it looks like they're getting that cross up, so you could be seeing this knock into the USDT dominance. Rising means knocking people into USDT, as in vis-a-vis dropping. So coming up to this fair value gap zone up here, you are getting that curvature on the 1 hour time frame. Do you start to get that surge up into the USDT dominance? That would insinuate dropping, which means you could come up to that pool we were talking about here, take out this 28616 50x pool. 616 would put you just about here, but let's just say the 690 region and then drop. Who knows? You got 1, you have 1, 2. Where's your third hit to that high? That's what we need to see. Power of 3s. How does it react? That is the question. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, folks. Let's go see what you guys have to say. Thank you for stopping on in. So we'll see how it reacts off that third hit. What does the 15-minute give? You're still in a bullish super trend on the hourly until you break this level down here at 27, basically 28K. Then it's still in this uptrend for the time being. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you for NQ Futures later tonight, my time, for the New York Open.